In this lecture, we are going to code our first arrays. What I'm doing line 3 is instantiating an object of type array. To be more precise, it's an int array. So let's jump into it. I'm telling the compiler the type, then the type in this case is an int array. To do so, I got to write int with a pair of brackets. This is a type as usual, and it will be always the same in Java. When you are declaring a variable, an object in this case, you got to tell the compiler the type first, okay? So don't be confused. Every time you're declaring a variable, this part is a type you're giving to the compiler, all right? So in this case, it's an int array. The numbers of my, the name of my variable, and the part of the initialization is a pair of curly braces that allows me to write the values inside it. To summarize, when the line 3 will be executed, when this expression will be executed, we will have an instance of an object of an int array called numbers, and inside it we will have the values 8, 3, 4, 6, 2. To be sincere, it's a pretty rare way to initialize an array because we don't want to put values inside it when we are instantiating it. Yeah, usually, The way we are going to do it is this way. I'm declaring an object, I'm instantiating an object of type int array, calling it numbers2, and I'm using a keyword to initialize my object. It is what we will see in the next lectures, the constructor of my object. Anyway, we got to use this keyword new int, so the type of my array, and inside the pair of brackets, the size of my array. When line 4 will be executed, I will have an array containing int numbers. It will be called numbers2, and its size will be 5. But in Java, you have to understand, when you are not giving the values, your array will be filled with 0. So all the values inside your array will be 0. Okay? We can see it if I am executing this short piece of code. You see, the first output I'm having is I'm doing an output of the index 0 of my array number 2, and I'm having 0. Okay? So, and I didn't write anything inside it. Okay. So let's jump on how to handle the indexes. What are the syntaxes? When I want to write something in my array, I will have to tell the compiler in which index I want to write my value. The way to do it is the name of my variable, name of my array, and inside the pair of brackets I will write the index. This means I want to write at the index 0 the value 4. Okay? This is really important to understand it. I'm doing it for the index 0, and I'm doing it for the index 1. Inside the index 1, I'm writing the value 2. I'm doing an output of numbers, so my first array, but as you can see, I'm asking to get the value inside the index 0. So when I'm using this expression, numbers bracket 0, this means this expression will return the value inside it, inside the index 0. One more time, to write a value inside it, you got to do this. Write the pair of brackets, and inside the pair of bracket writing the index in which you want to write the number. And when you're using this expression, it will immediately return the value inside the index. So if you noticed, now at line 6, I wrote inside the index 0 the value 4. But as you remember, I already initialized my array at index 0, which is here. The index 0 was here. Then it was that the value inside it was 8. But now I'm rewriting it with 4. So when I'm going to do the output, I'm going to have the 4. That's what I'm having here inside the console. Numbers 2, index 4, I want to write 9. And when I'm doing an output, obviously I'm having 9. Okay. So to summarize, here are the two ways to declare and initialize an array in Java of int, an int array. Here is a way to write a value inside an array. So you got to write inside the pair of brackets the index in which you want to write your value. With this syntax, the compiler will return you the value inside the index. And that's pretty much it. So before going to the next lecture, I highly recommend you to play with this, to do your own arrays, declare them, initialize them, write some values inside it, play with it. As usual, I like to tell my students, play with things. Don't jump to the next lecture if you're not comfortable with this concept. Do some outprints. Do some more complex syntaxes. I mean, do some more complex expressions. Do some concatenations. Try to play with loops. Try to fill an array with a loop, for instance, okay? Anyway, if you feel comfortable with this, I will catch you in the next lecture for our first exercise with an array. I will catch you in the next lecture.